Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early Friday morning, and I'm Allison Morris, Diamond Coach with Beachbody, here to share with you guys everything I have learned and applied to my life as it pertains to meal planning. I am totally bummed out, I must tell you. Last night, I had my very first Zoom call with 8 members of our team in our focus group, and I had the most fun engaging and interacting with these ladies. And I ended the meeting. I was so happy. I went downstairs. I visited with my family, and my file was supposed to be converting to an MP4. And I figured I'd wake up this morning, pop up here into my office, and it would be ready to go. But it's not. Some technical thing happened, and I was on the phone with, chat with Zoom the last 30 minutes trying to recover that call. And long story short, they're working on it, but I doubt it. And I wanted to get this information out for the other members of our group. We have 28 awesome ladies in this group, and I want everybody to have access to this information as soon as possible. So I am going to re-record this information on a Zoom call all by myself, just so everybody has access to it, and you can start this weekend and be ready to rock when this group officially launches on Monday. So I have learned, though, through this to do our calls through the cloud recording so that their server can always have it. So here we go. Take 2 of Meal Planning 101. I am going to share my screen with everyone. So here you go. I really want to break down the meal planning process. I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible, but there is a lot of information and a lot of points that I want to make. So this might be a little bit longer than a typical call will be for us, but please take the time and watch it and listen to it as you can, so that you can apply these these steps as you transition your life and your family to a healthier, clean eating plan. Lifestyle, really. It's a lifestyle change. I will say that when I asked our group what was the number one obstacle that stood in their way from being able to be successful in their nutrition, what was stopping them from reaching their goals, I would say 90% of the ladies in this group admitted that they just didn't plan. They didn't take the time, or they didn't know how, or some reason why they were unsuccessful had to do with their nutrition and being able to plan ahead. So this is why I put this call together. So please, if you are one of the ladies that struggles with making a plan or sticking to a plan, or, you have a busy life, your nights are crazy, you work weird hours, whatever they are, this will help you, and it will be a lifesaver for you. So this is just an overview of the different steps in meal planning. There it is. We're going to talk about research, organizing, simplifying, writing it out, creating that grocery list, shopping, prepping certain foods, and then the relaxation comes in. So that'll be a quick little overview of what these slides are going to look like. The first step, research. When I first started my clean eating 21-day fixed nutrition journey, I did not have any recipes. I had nothing. I have been involved with Beachbody for over 5 years, but I never really I didn't coach. I just would buy a program, usually off an infomercial. To be honest with you, when it first started, I didn't know about, my first program was TurboJam. Well, luckily, Beachbody has evolved, and you no longer just get this little DVD set in these cases and say, oh, have fun. Now, Beachbody packages an entire program from the workouts to the nutrition in your packs. in your boxes, whether you're buying a challenge pack or you're buying Insanity Max 30 on a standalone, whatever the case might be, you are given all of the tools to be successful. So one of the first resources I went to when I started building a database of clean eating recipes were all the books that come with our programs. My 21 Day Fix Extreme, Shailene Extreme, Turbo Fire, P90X, Insanity Max 30, Body Beast. The coolest thing that I didn't use these when I got them. I have to admit, I just opened them up, I set them aside, I forgot about them, and I didn't focus on my nutrition. I was only working on my workouts. It's the biggest mistake I made. So in January this year, I recommitted to my health. I recommitted to myself, and I signed up with a challenge pack on Hammer and Chisel, and I got my nutrition plan in, and I have to tell you, it sparked this memory, right? It triggered, I have all these books sitting in a pantry. So I went and grabbed them, and I started flipping through them, and you'll see, like, this is the Beast. These are full of delicious recipes. So if you have any of these laying around, I mean, Beachbody spent a lot of time and a lot of money researching and developing these recipes. Use them. So I went back through all of these and pulled them. So I would use these as a resource. Another resource is the Fixate Cookbook you can buy through Beachbody, either through if you are a coach, get online and get an order. If you're not, order it through your coach, get with them, and they can show you how to get it. It is a complete cookbook. It's a standalone item for you to buy that has over 100 recipes that are 21 Day Fix approved. Pinterest. I don't know many people that are not on Pinterest. If you are not on Pinterest, get on Pinterest. It is a free website where you were able to search and find recipes or pretty much anything in the world. But I use it for recipes 99% of the time. I have a Pinterest board. You are able to follow me. It's Allison Morris, Alllyson. I've already established a very large database of 21 Day Fix recipes. If you would like to tap into mine, feel free. You can set up your own. And then our focus group, the focus group that we're currently in, our sweet, sweet Lacey, I love her. She has tried a couple of different bags of Shakeology, and we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and she goes, I think I'm going to try vanilla. And I said, okay, I've never had that. So would you please keep me updated on what you think about it? Well, she has been going through these different recipes, and they're not the recipes that come on a calendar. She's looking outside the box. I'm not quite sure where she's getting them from, maybe Pinterest, or the internet or wherever. And she is going, she has been posting them in our group. So you have her as a resource. You see that my meal plan is updated. My partner, Stephanie, hers is going to be uploaded. We just created it a couple of days ago. And in the file section of the group, you are going to have access to all of those recipes. So use this group as a resource. Once you've identified a week's worth of recipes for your family, for yourself, whomever you're cooking for, we're going to get you organized. And let me walk you through how I organize my recipes. So, not all of us have teenage daughters that teach us how to use our technology, but the cool thing is YouTube has fabulous tutorials on just about anything. So my daughter saw me doing something one day and was like, Mom, why are you doing that? She saw me scrolling through my camera roll for a recipe that I had seen, took a picture of something. She goes, Mom, what are you doing? And she took my phone. She did about 2 things and handed it back to me. And all of a sudden, in my camera, I had an entire album, and she titled it Mom Recipes. And I was like, how did you do that, right? So I have an iPhone, and you just go to the Photos button on your iPhone. You hit select, pick the photo of the recipe that you're trying to find. At the bottom of the iPhone right here, it says add to. So we're going to add to. And then if you go all the way down, you've got a new album option and you title it Recipes. I mean, that's brilliant. I've had an iPhone since it came out. I didn't know I could do that. So kids are good for something. I mean, I'll give her credit for that today. So as soon as you get your, and I'm only familiar with an iPhone, I'm sorry, I don't know about the other types of phones, but YouTube, once again, it's my resource in life. I don't know how we lived without YouTube, but so once you set up an album, this is what I really encourage you to do. As you're building your database, everybody has their phone with them 24/7. You're going to go through your recipe books that you have, whatever came with your program now. If you have any from the past, anything, go through them and take a picture. Let's pretend I'm going to make the best banana pancakes out of the beast, right? I'm going to lay that down, grab my camera, take a picture of it, and then I'm going to go into my photos, select it, drop it to the recipes, and there it is. So in a week from now, when I need to go find how to make that recipe, I can just go to that album within my phone. I'm not having to scroll through the 400 pictures that my kids took of themselves doing silly selfies. I can find it. I know where it's at. And if you make a habit of putting your recipes in as soon as you take the picture, you'll always have access to them. So also in the group, whenever you're doing, you're in our focus group and you see one of those recipes of Lacey's and you want to try that shake, well, guess what? Take a screenshot of her recipe, go to your photos and drop it in that album. You're going to have it at your fingertips. You could get really creative and do an album for Shakeology recipes, an album for dinners, breakfast. You could get it as detailed and organized as you want. Just take the time to do that and set that up. And then Pinterest. If you're not familiar with Pinterest, reach out to me and we can do a totally separate call for anybody new to Pinterest. And I will walk you guys through how to create an account, how to create a board, and how to add recipes to that board. I won't take the time to break it down in this call because I think the majority of people have an account, but if you don't, I would love to share that with you. It is a brilliant way to really build a database of great recipes for the 21-day fix plan. So once you find your recipes and you store them all in your phone or you've got them in your Pinterest board, you're ready to move on, and we're going to create your meal plan from this point. Before you actually create your meal plan, we need to simplify it real quick. So before I actually put my meal plan to paper, I am going to look at all of my recipes, and at this point, I've kind of started a doodle of, okay, so my dinners, I'll do an M and I'll chicken scratch enchiladas, Tuesday meatloaf, Wednesday, whatever I'm doing, right? So I can kind of look at that. And I'm looking at all my recipes and I'm thinking, okay, I'm a busy mom, just like everybody in this group. I've got a crazy schedule. What can I do now to make it easier for me? I follow Shailene Johnson in everything she does. That woman is a gift from God to all of us. She shares from her heart, and I listen to her podcast. And one of the things that I really, really stuck home for me is when I listened to it a couple of years ago, she says, clear as day, the most successful weight loss journeys happened because they repeated their meals. What does that mean? That means that they would eat the same thing every day for breakfast, snacks, and lunches every day until they got to the point to where their body would not eat another egg or another oatmeal or whatever. And then they would find something else. So I adopted that that always stuck with me. And when in January, when I recommitted myself to getting back on track, that really stuck with me. And so you'll see my meal plans. I've already posted them in our group. You will see that my breakfasts are going to alternate, but I have 2 breakfasts that I eat the entire week. I drink Shakeology every day for lunch. My shakes don't change. My kids make my shakes. They're so consistent. They know what to make. They make them for me. My snacks, there's 2 snacks I eat. They're alternated morning and afternoon. So it's so much easier to stick to a plan that's simple. So keep it simple. Keep it, repetitive. It has been proven, studies have proven that the weight loss journeys are much more successful, and those women and the men, they keep the weight off. So you're not just dropping weight and then going back. I mean, like, by simplifying your meal plans, you're keeping that weight off as you continue on your journey. So you will see that I have a very simple breakfast, snack, lunch, and snack. Now, my dinners, I do have a different dinner every night, Monday through Friday, and that's mainly so my family is excited to eat healthy. I have never sat my family down and said, okay, guys, we are 100% 21-day fix. Do not let me catch you eating something. No. My husband would probably pack a bag. He'd be moving to a hotel. My kids would be like totally battling it. So I've never told them what we're doing. I just did it. They don't know that every single time they get our enchiladas, those 2 enchiladas are completely portioned out using these containers. They don't know that, and they don't need to know that. They know that mom eats healthy, and they know that I feed them healthy, and I don't deny them when they ask for something that isn't unreasonable. It might not be something that I'm eating because I'm currently on a weight loss journey, but I'm not going to deny them. So I keep it exciting for them. I try to cook really fun foods for them, like enchiladas and turkey tacos, and we make it fun, but it is still a 21-day fix meal plan, and the food's really good. You're not denying yourself on this nutrition plan. Okay, sorry to get on a rabbit trail there, but so my dinners are different. So I will look at my dinners, and I'm going to see where I need to have like 3 different proteins for 5 meals. I repeat a couple, and I look and I'm like, where can I exchange beef for turkey, since I already have to buy turkey for this recipe? Or where can I buy beef, since I already have to have beef for this recipe, and so forth. So I will look at my dinners, I will look at my proteins, and I will exchange them for the same protein. That might be confusing, so let me give an example. Stephanie's recipe here, she's going to have taco zucchini boats one night, and she's going to use beef because I know her and I love her. She's got turkey tacos on Friday, and she has another beef bake on Thursday. So right there, the recipe, the turkey tacos, if it were me, I'd be getting rid of the turkey and I'd be adding the beef. If I know that I have to use ground beef for 2 recipes, I'm going to go ahead and make my third one beef so I can buy in bulk, prep it at the same time, and save money. So I'm all about saving $1. So if I can save money by buying in bulk, I'm going to buy in bulk. And for me, I prefer ground turkey, where she prefers ground beef. So for me, all of those meals, regardless of what the recipe called for in the book, I'm going to use ground turkey. So that's what I mean by exchanging your proteins to simplify your week and allow you to buy in bulk and allow you to cook it at the same time. And we talked about repeating breakfast, lunches, and snacks. That will also simplify it. You're not having to think about it. You know what you're going to eat. You know you have the food in the house to do it. On the way out the door to work, whatever, you've got your stuff ready because it's so simple. You're not having to put much thought into it. I will finish this one up by saying, if you are trying to have a different recipe for every meal of your day, every single day of the week, you will not follow through. Life happens. How many times have you come home from work or from Carline and you think that your day is totally chill and everything's the way it's supposed to be, and the next thing you know, little Susie pops up and says, "Mom, oh my gosh, I have a project due tomorrow." And we've all heard it. You turn around and you look at your kid like, "Well, when did you find out about it?" They're going to look at you like a deer in a headlight. They're not going to lie. But you're going to know that they've known about it for like 8 months. And all of a sudden you are in a panic mode because as moms, we're not going to let them fail. So what do? You load up, you head to Hobby Lobby. That consumes at least 2 hours of your night. And you come home and you're doing that project with your child. This is a true story in my house. And I swear I'm going to beat my children with my book if I see it this school year. But it happens. Life happens. You have a meeting that was unscheduled. We have, unfortunately, tragedy is part of life. Things happen during our week that throw us in a tailspin. Extra practice, late practices, husband traveled unexpectedly. Things happen. So simplification and planning, that is what's going to keep you grounded and keep you focused on your nutrition, because you're not going to have to put much thought or work into it Monday through Friday if you follow these steps. So, okay. On the next one, we're going to write it out. I am hands down an Excel spreadsheet person. I like to have an Excel spreadsheet. It might be my accounting background. Whatever it is, that's my preference. You will always see my meal plans pop up like this. This is my girlfriend Stephanie's, but I helped her create it so she could start putting hers in, uploading it to the group through an Excel spreadsheet. But very simple. Basic. Days of the week, meals, fill them in. The only thing missing on this meal plan that will be added, which she's probably already done it, but prior to it being uploaded in our group, is the container counts. On the live call last night, Michelle, asked me to talk about the containers, and you cannot see the containers on this, but Stephanie knows that Greek yogurt for her snack. That Greek yogurt is her protein. She's going to have a purple of apples, and she's going to have a yellow of granola. And those will be listed. So for everybody that wants to follow along with one of our meal plans or pull recipes from hers and mine and create your own, you're already going to have your container counts. So be sure to remember that if you are going to do your own meal plan with your own recipes, which I can't wait to see everybody else's, remember to add your container counts. I will be doing another Zoom call this Sunday night for our team. It's going to be a really short one. This is an informative, a longer one, but our other one's just going to be a lot of introducing the group, talking about our point systems and all the fun challenges and how to really engage for the best results. At the end of it, I'm going to extend it for anyone that is new to the 20-Day Fix container system, and I am going to break down how you use your containers and how you apply them to your meal plans. So put that on your calendar. That will be this Sunday. So write your meal plan down. Get it in this Excel spreadsheet. Clear. You know what you're eating. You know you've got a plan for it. You have recipes for everything on here. You can print this puppy out, tape it in your kitchen somewhere, and you're never going to wonder what you're cooking. Another way to record your meal plan is pen and paper. So you don't use Excel or you don't have time to do that. Write it down. I don't care how you put a meal plan together, but write it out in a neat, orderly fashion. You earn points in this focus group by uploading your meal plan. So on Sundays, when you upload that meal plan, or Saturday or whenever you do it and you upload it, I'm going in on Sundays and at the end of the day, and I'm going to see who's got it. Or actually, I'll probably log in Monday morning and see who posted it by Sunday. And you're going to get your points. So for those that do an Excel spreadsheet, you can upload the file in the group, or upload the file in the posting section, or you can write it out, take a picture, and post it as a photo in the group. It does not matter to me. Do not stress out. It does not have to be fancy. Just write it out so you have a clear plan. You have a clear vision of where you're going this week with your nutrition. The next thing is creating your grocery list. So I'm going to talk a little bit about something that might not be available to everybody, but I live in Texas, and with that, I have the beautiful privilege of shopping at a store called H-E-B. H-E-B came up with an app about a year ago, probably. It was in the works, and my mom she has some friend that does something with HEB, and she introduced the app to me before it was made public. And so I had been playing with this thing, and I just was like, nah, I don't need who needs an app to go to the grocery store, right? Well, she kept pushing me to try it, and she came down to my house on vacation once, downloaded it to my phone, and then took my handwritten grocery or typed up grocery list, and she put it in my app. I didn't know she had done all that. And we got to the grocery store, and she goes, okay, well, go to your HEB app. I'm like, whatever. I don't have my stuff in there, Mom. She goes, oh, look again. What I did not know is that when I opened my account, she knows that I shop at Woodlands Parkway in Kirkendall. So that store was already loaded. All of my items were already loaded in the app. When I walked in the store and opened that shopping list, it broke down everything I needed by the aisle. So when I walked in and produce is the first thing I saw, it showed me which produce was where. It told me left case, right case, middle case, end case. I knew where all my produce was. And I'm like blown away, right? But I'm not going to admit it because, Mom, always, right? So we go through the seafood, we go through the meat, and I'm like just marking off these items off this app. And then it takes me through all the aisles. It tells me where every single item on my list is located in that store. I got out of that grocery store in half of the time I've ever done before, and with spending less money because I wasn't wandering the aisles looking for stuff. And I thought I knew where everything was in that store, but clearly I didn't because this app still shaved half my time off. I saved a bunch of money because I wasn't browsing and grabbing things that are not on my meal plan, I'm not going to eat, and that are just wasteful. Like I just wasted money. I just took that money and flushed it down the toilet. So she saved and completely changed the way I did my grocery shopping. And funny fact is she actually labeled that shopping list, because you can title your shopping list. She titled it Mama Knows Best, which cracked me up because it's so true. So I now am a firm believer in the HEB app for your cell phone. So if you're in Texas, use it. If you're not in Texas, look to see if Kroger has one or whatever it is you might be shopping. Look to see if they have an app that you can use that is similar, that will help you save time and money. If not, I highly encourage you to bust out your spreadsheets on Excel or pen and paper, but categorize your items. Make a list for produce, make a list for meats and seafood, make a list for shelf and dairy and freezer and all those sections that you need. And use columns and place your food that you need to make your meal plan, place them in the correct column so that when you go in and you have the produce, you look through your produce list, get everything you need, and you're done. I see women in the grocery store, and my best friend does this, Stephanie, I'm talking to you. She just writes her entire list out in one long list. And I'm thinking, and I see people in the store do this all the time. And maybe it's just me, but I'm thinking, do you know how many things I would miss because I was just briefly going through I'd have to look at that list 15 times to make sure I got all my produce. And so it's just a time saver. So take the time to organize. You're having to write it down anyway, so you might as well write it down in the correct column so you can find it easier in the store. That is a time saver. That app is a godsend. But I just have a plan. Whatever that plan is for you, have a written plan going into that grocery store so that you know exactly what you need. You know exactly where it's going to be. You're going to save time and you're going to save money. If you do not have a plan, you will probably end up with a grocery cart full of a lot of stuff that you don't need and that you shouldn't have. Okay, so then we're going to get into the shopping portion. I don't care where you grocery shop. It doesn't matter. I shop everywhere from Trader Joe's, HEB, Sam's Club, Costco, Target, Walmart. I go wherever I go. I do go to HEB mainly because of that app, but I go to multiple stores to get multiple things. I don't care where you grocery shop. There's just a few things I seriously want you to start looking at when you are grocery shopping. You will find out in this group that I am a sodium Nazi. I never watched my sodium content until my coach, Rhonda, introduced it to me, and I learned all of the extra sodium I was putting in my body that was so, so bad. I took a photo of myself. I had shot a video for a friend of mine and showing her how I shred my chicken. And I screenshotted a little bit of that video, and my face was probably this much bigger, no exaggeration. 1 week later, I mean, less than 10 days later, I took another picture from a video I was doing for a sneak peek into coaching. My face, and it's on my personal page if you want to see it, it is drastically thinned out. And that was just water. That was just water. Just watching what I was eating, just the content, the sodium content. So always look for no salt added or low sodium label. We will bust into sodium later, and I will break down some of the crazy sodium things. But for now, go for the no salt added or low sodium option if you are given one. I always request that people buy their food in the most natural state. How close is it to its natural state? You can't buy everything, and like you can't buy an egg because you can't just go pick up the chicken, right, and have it lay eggs. So I get that not everything is going to be in its absolute original state, but try to buy as close as possible. If you've bought something and it is highly processed, or it does not look like what it should look like, probably pass on that. You probably do not need that in your grocery cart. So buy food as natural or as close to it as you can. Do not ever be afraid of the store brand. I am a penny pincher saving mama. I am going to buy the Central Market, which is the H-E-B brand, on everything I possibly can, because that's just who I am. So do not be afraid of the store brand, so long as the labels are similar and it's a healthy option. Go for the store brand. And then don't ever go to the store without a plan. Just don't do it. It's bad, bad, bad. Bad things happen when you do that. I go to the grocery store twice a week. I go Sundays and Wednesdays. In the school year, I go Mondays and Thursdays. Sundays, I buy everything I need that is not produce. I buy all my proteins, all my shelf stuff, all my dairy. I buy everything that's going to last for a week with no problem. But I find that the produce I buy on Sunday or Monday is really wilted and not that pretty come Friday, Saturday. So I will typically only buy produce for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and on Wednesday I go back to the store and do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I find that my produce is fresher that way, and that's just a personal preference. I have a friend who goes to the grocery store every day. That's her choice. I don't have that luxury, but kudos to you if you do. And then sometimes when I was a single mom of 3 girls, I had to go once every 2 weeks because that's how I got paid. And I just had to make it work. So find out what works for you, but I personally hit it twice a week, and that is optimal for my family for the produce. So prepping. So you've got your recipes, you've got a clear vision of what your week's going to look like. You've gone to the grocery store. Now you're home. You've unloaded your groceries. Your kitchen is overwhelmed and you're unpacking stuff, right? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, there are 3 things that I prep on the day I go to the grocery store. I do not wait until the next day because life happens and I don't get around to it. So take the time to do it the day you come home from the grocery store. Prep your protein. Hands down, prep your protein. Get your chicken cooked for the week and shredded or chopped, baked, whatever you need, get it cooked. Ground your turkey. You can ground it with just your pink salt and pepper or however you're going to spice it. And then don't spice season it anymore. But if you know that, because each recipe is going to call for a different seasoning, right? So just cook the basic ground turkey on your meal prep day. And boil eggs. I boil 18 eggs every Sunday. With the price of eggs, this is getting super expensive, but my kids love boiled eggs, and we love the avocado deviled eggs that Insanity Max 30 nutrition plan introduced us to. So definitely look at prepping your proteins and sorting them out. How do I sort my, this was a question in the live call last night. So I am going to be making, 21-day fix enchiladas on the first Monday of our next Monday, week 1. And I will throw all my chicken tenders. I throw mine in a stock pot on the stove, add water. They're cooked in 20 minutes and they're moist. I'm not dealing with any dried out meat, but you can also do it in a slow cooker. You can also bake whatever you prefer to do. Do it. Get your protein cooked. Take it out. I shred my chicken with a hand mixer. I'll share with you a video on how to do that later. And then I will take my red container from my 21-day fix system, and I will scoop out 5 portions of the shredded chicken. I will bag it in a gallon Ziploc baggie. I'm labeling it Monday enchiladas, and it goes into the fridge. It's done. Why 5? Because I have 5 members of my family and I want all of us to have the correct portions. So I'm not just going to take all the chicken in a big bowl, because we'll eat too much. Portion it out. Portion control is key. Same thing with all of it. The turkey, ground beef, whatever you're doing, same thing. Portion it out for as many servings as you're going to have in that meal and put it up. Okay, I cut up my fruits. I don't know about you. We have a Sub-Zero fridge, and our stuff's at the bottom, and I have thrown away more produce because I will buy oranges and plums and all the stuff my kids love, and they don't see it because it's down there. And so then I tried moving it up a little bit, and they still didn't eat it. Why? Because it took them the time to cut it. They didn't want to peel their oranges. They didn't want to. They're lazy. Let's just keep it real. If you're hungry and you're looking in the fridge, you're not going to take the time to take that beautiful pineapple, take the crown off, shave it, cut it. You're just not going to do that. So you're going to go find a bag of potato chips. So I cut all of my fruit for the week. I cut all of it. I get it all portioned out for snacks. I get it portioned out for their lunches. I just take the time and cut it all. I posted a video in the group a couple of days ago. I cut a watermelon, a cantaloupe, and pineapple for a tropical fruit salad. I cut them in 1-inch cubes. The smaller the bites, my kids will eat more of. I don't know why. I put it in a large rectangular container. It's almost gone, and that's a lot of fruit. So just go ahead and cut up all of your fruit. Portion it out for what you need for your snacks, your breakfast, whatever you're using your fruit for. Portion it out and bag it and label it for whatever meal or snack that's for. And same thing with veggies. Go ahead and cut up the vegetables that you need. Dice them up for whatever recipes you have. Cut them up for whatever snacks you have. Pre-bag them, sort them, have them ready to go. One of my tips I will share is I get one of those larger rectangular plastic containers like Tupperware stuff, and all of my snacks for my week are in the snack size baggies. I will put them all in there, and then I will in their baggies, and I will throw them in the larger container so it contains them in my refrigerator. And my kids know. I put an index card on the front of that. This is Mom's Snacks. I put some other words on there like eat them and die, touch them and I will beat you. Just fun stuff to remind them. Skull and crossbones, whatever. So they know not to eat that. And they go to their section in the fridge, which is their fruit, their veggies, their stuff, and they eat away. If you will take the time to prep your protein and prep your fruit and prep your veggies, you've eliminated 80 to 90% of the work you have each night of the week as you get ready to put the meals on the table. Just take the time to do it now, and you will definitely thank yourself later. So the last real slide I have is I'm actually going to show you the meal plan that I posted in the group on the green background. That is my meal plan starting Monday. So these are what I'm going to prep for the week, how I'm going to prep it, and how I get it on the table so fast. The enchiladas. The day I grocery shop, I'm going to boil, shred, portion out my chicken, and I'm going to cook that sauce. So all of that's going to go in the fridge with a label. I don't write on my containers, but like on that sauce, I use one of those screw top plastic containers. I get a roll of masking tape, and I'll write on the masking tape so I can just peel it off and throw it away whenever I'm done using it. So that's how I keep track of what is what. And I will actually take the top 2 shelves and I have a Monday dinner and all the components, Tuesday dinner components, Wednesday dinner, and I go to the next shelf and I do the components that way. Whatever works for you, whatever your space allows. Just find a system so you know what is what in that fridge. Boil and shred your chicken, cook the sauce. It's a little detailed, so prepping that is essential on a busy weeknight. I have to brag on my husband. He does not, we have a Decor like commercial range type deal. He does not know how to use it. He doesn't know how to turn it on. Poor man, he eats, but he doesn't know how to prepare his meals. And so I was driving home. Cheer had gone over more than 30 minutes, and we live 30 minutes from Cheer. So off the bat, I was getting home over an hour later than I had, over 45 minutes later than I had planned to get home, right? So I call him, and I was like, hey, I need you to get dinner ready. He's like in a full-blown panic. I said, no, I'll walk you through it. He throws it on speaker. He grabs the chicken. He grabs the sauce, the tortilla, and the cheese. And that man assembled 10 enchiladas, got the sauce on it, and baked it. And when I pulled in, it was ready, and it was delicious. We were able to do it and save the night because I had prepared the chicken and the sauce. He would not have cooked the chicken, and he would not have made that sauce. So take the time and do it. Your family will thank you for it, I promise. Paleo chicken spaghetti. If you have not tried this recipe yet, I highly recommend it. If you know me, you know I follow a very close paleo diet. I'm not 100%, but I'm very close. You'll cook your chicken. I go ahead and bake my spaghetti squash because it stays in the fridge really good. And I will shred it and portion that out. And then the cream of mushroom soup you make from scratch. You do not buy that, whatever that stuff comes in a can. You're going to make it on your own. You're going to dice up a red bell pepper and bag that up. And honestly, this is comfort food at its best. This thing tastes like real chicken spaghetti, but with spaghetti squash instead of the noodles, and everything's made from scratch. So it's so delicious. So I bag and portion my chicken. I've got my spaghetti squash done. It's in a plastic container. I've got my mushroom sauce in a plastic container. I got my red bell pepper in a snack size baggie. It's all together in my fridge. Girls, I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to toss it in a casserole dish. It's in the oven, and I'm done. Like, it's ready to go. I typically have a side salad with that. I don't know why it's not on here, but I will also have a salad. Paleo meatballs and salad. The salad for this is a Greek salad. The first thing I'm going to do is get all the ingredients for that Greek salad. I'm going to dice everything up. I'm going to put in a gallon-sized bag, and so it's ready to go. I'm going to label it Greek Salad Wednesday, and it's in the fridge. My salad is already cut and ready to go. I will make my meatballs, and I will bake them early. I will get the sauce. It's a homemade marinara sauce. It takes a little bit of time to simmer, so you can get it on the stove on your prep day while you're doing some other things. Chopping vegetables perhaps, and then your sauce will be done. You'll put it in a container, you'll label it, and that night, all I have to do is reheat my meatballs, reheat my sauce, toss my salad onto a serving plate, and my family has a completely paleo, delicious Italian meal. Now, Thursday night, I typically cook fresh because that is the night I am home, and my husband's home. So if there is something crazy, one of us will handle the crazy thing, and the other one can cook. So salmon, we have salmon every week, and it's typically on Thursdays. He grills it. He likes sitting out by his grill. He grabs a beer. He is in heaven out there. I whip up a delicious avocado cucumber salsa, and then he grills asparagus. So all I have to do that night is that avocado salsa. There's not much to prep there, though. So that one is just you're going to cook that night. Fridays are crazy. Raise your hand if on Friday you pick your kids up from school and everybody's like, Mom, so-and-so wants to come over. Mom, drop me here. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me catch my breath. I don't know what we're doing yet. So a slow cooker meal. And I had 2 daughters that cheered for high school. And so Friday nights, football games. So slow cooker meals, absolutely every Friday, year round, never changes. So this first Friday is a pulled pork, stuffed sweet potatoes, and a salad. Chop up my veggies, throw them in the baggie, label it Friday salad. It's ready to go. The pork, I'll stick in the slow cooker on my way out the door that morning with all of its seasonings and stuff. And then the only thing I have to do that night is bake the sweet potatoes. 45 minutes in the oven, I can handle that. As a matter of fact, there have been times that I've taken my sweet potato, rubbed it with coconut oil, wrapped it in foil, and stuck those in the fridge so that I literally pull them out, put them in the oven. 45 minutes, I'm trying to figure out where my kids want to go, who's going where, change clothes, play with the dogs, whatever I have to do, right? And then they come out of the oven 45 minutes later. I let them cool a bit. I top it with the shredded pulled pork from the slow cooker, add the salad, family's fed. So that is how I will prep my Monday through Friday. I hope you get an idea of how simplified these dinners are if you take the time to prep those three components: protein, fruits, veggies. So my last slide is absolutely my favorite because it's the people I do all this for. I grew up in a house where my dad just really aged very quickly. So like he had cataract surgery really young, type 2 diabetes. He grew up in a very, very, very poor, poverty-stricken family. And so they never really had the privilege of learning how to like eat healthy. They really ate what they could afford. And my mom grew up on a farm outside of Austin, Texas. She had fresh foods. Everything was organic. Nothing was ever processed. So I had two parents, my dad and my mom, and they battled kind of like what we were going to eat. So I didn't grow up in a house where nutrition was really ever discussed. We just ate what was on the table, and 99% of the time it was stuff my dad liked growing up because my mom was just not a confrontational person. So it was easier for her to just cook his way versus the way she grew up. And so she always followed a very different meal plan than what our family ate. And I don't want to be that mom. I love my mom and she instilled so much in me. I just didn't soak it up at the time. But I want my kids to grow up knowing how to feed their bodies. Like your body, I have 3 daughters and all 3 of them are athletes. You have to fuel your body if you want it to do the things you need it to do. You can't compete if your body is lacking in nutrition. I will also say that if you have teenagers that struggle with acne, you might want to let them try your Shakeology. My 16-year-old and my 14-year-old both struggled with acne. I did as well, so it's definitely genetic. And they went on Shakeology in about a month. Their skin was crystal clear. Their dermatologist was just mind blown because we were about to take the step and put them on a medication that was really scary. And so I just want you to know that I do all of this for my family. I want them to be the healthiest. I want to be around to see them. I want to be around to see them grow up and have their children. And I want to be that grandma that, does all these awesome things with her kids. And I can't do that and have the energy if I'm not feeding my body a balanced meal. So that's why I do all this. That's why I encourage you to do it. Is it about losing weight? Sure. We all are on some form of a weight loss journey. We all want to look and feel our best. But that's such a small part of why we need to change the way we eat. And I will focus a lot on working from the inside out. I don't know, a lot of you guys probably don't know me, but I cut my hair. Stephanie can probably verify this on the group. I cut my hair to about my chin in February. Okay. My hair has never grown fast before. Since I've started clean eating, sorry, it's early in the morning. I haven't really fixed it yet. My hair's grown from here this much since February. So the nutrients in Shakeology, the nutrients in the 21-day fix components, they're going to change your life and you're going to glow from the inside out. You're going to be in a better mood too. My teenagers are in a better, they're nicer. And I never thought they could be that way, but they're nicer. I really can't thank Shakeology enough for what it's done for my family, but really take the time and meal plan so that you can also provide your family with all of the meals that they need so that they are at their very best and they feel their best. They're focused in school. They're able to compete at their best in their athletic events and sports and stuff. So I I'm so bummed we didn't have the original call. I loved having you ladies on there. I had so much fun poking fun and giggling with all of you, and we will definitely get the other one, the next one on Sunday, recorded, and it will be posted. And I am here all the time to answer any questions you have. I want to be a resource of information for you. I don't want you to feel like you're doing this on your own. I want you to know that you have got a team that is backing you more than you even can imagine right now. So I am going to run downstairs and get some coffee, play with my bulldogs, and get my day started officially. So you guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you guys in the group soon. Bye.